Friends, welcome to Diary Marina YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing about synchronoscope method and what is synchronoscope, its working, what are things that we need to do before starting synchronoscope and all. Synchronoscope, it is a device that indicates degree to which two systems are synchronized with each other. Like I mentioned, this is picture of a parallel operation, or we can say synchronization or synchronoscope method. Because in order to operate two generators in parallel, we need to synchronize alternator. That is, to operate two generators in parallel, we need to do synchronization. For that, we need to remember, means incoming generator voltage should be almost equal to the bus bar voltage. Incoming generator frequency should be equal to the bus bar voltage. Then load should be equal. Then generator voltage is in phase and in opposite to the bus bar voltage. So we need to check voltage, frequency, phase, load. These should be kept in mind. Then here the method I say use the here is synchronoscope. Using the synchronoscope, it is a device that indicates degree to which two systems are synchronized with each other. Means whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. Clockwise indicates it is running fast, anti-clockwise means it is running slow. So here we can see an existing alternator. This alternator number 1, it is running with the rated speed that, and it is connected to the bus bar, and its voltage V1 here mentioned is the bus bar voltage. Here what in this scenario what we need to do is we need to take the incoming generator also to the same speed when load of the and come on and come parallel with the existing alternator. In the synchronoscope, from towards the exiting side, that area is known as stator, and the incoming state generator side, it is known as rotor. So let's move on details. The construction. The synchronoscope consists of a small motor with coils on two poles connected across two phases. Here we can see the synchronoscope. There will be bus bars, that is RYB. Maybe we can say red, three phases, that are red, yellow, blue, three phases are there. This consists of a small motor with coils on two poles connected to two phases. Here we say two phases means red and yellow, and it is connected in red and yellow phase of incoming machine, and armature windings supplied from red and yellow phases from the switch bar bus bar. Here like I say, it is connected to red and yellow phase of incoming machine, and armature windings supplied from red and yellow phase from the switchboard bus bar. Two are there. And the bus bar circuit consists of inductance and resistance connected in parallel. Like I meant, the bus bar have inductance and resistance that are in parallel. This inductor circuit has delaying current by 90-degree relative current of in resistance. That is, inductor have delaying current effect by 90-degree relative to the current in resistance. Here we can see the basic working of this synchronoscope means this dual current are fed into synchronoscope from the incoming generator and the existing generator. So this will compare the dual currents fed to synchronoscope with the help of slip rings to armature winding, and it will produce a rotating magnetic field. Means this dual current from this both generator will fed into synchronoscope with the help of the slip rings to the armature winding. It will have produce a rotating magnetic field, and the polarity of poles will change alternately during this time in the north and south direction, etc. And the light of the bulb will changes from red and yellow phases of the incoming machine. So the rotating field will react with the poles by turning the rotor in the either in the clockwise or anti-clockwise rotation. So the rotating field will be tilting, means rotating very fast, whether it is in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise, depending upon the current or the exciting field that is happening in the incoming machine. If the rotor is moving clockwise direction, it means that incoming machine is running faster. It is in anti-clockwise means the incoming machine is running very slow when compared to the bus bar voltage. Generally, it is preferred to adjust the alternator speed slightly higher, which move pointer on a synchronoscope in clockwise direction. Because if it is rotating in clockwise direction, then we have to keep a look again. Then after rotating one revolution, again when coming to clockwise, towards after completing 3/4 of that circle, towards the 11 o'clock position, we have to put the machine in phase. or put the breaker. So it will also come on load with the bus bar voltage till when it reaches the exact 12 o'clock position. The things that we need to keep in check for synchronization generator that I mentioned to keep remember means we have to remember means the frequency, load, voltage and phase. It should be same of the both exciting alternator and incoming alternator. That means frequency, voltage, load and phase should be same. Then first what are the things we need to do before starting? Before starting we need to do is we need to inform the bridge, and we should be notified that what are the which generator we are doing the paralleling operation and all. We need to inform them. Then start the generator that we need to synchronize. Before starting, we need to prime the pump with fuel, then using a hand pump, and we have to make sure that we do not start the engine block heater. It should be turned off. Then open the air valve. Then we have to turn the engine. Then open that means here open the indicator cox and turn the engine for checking if there is any fault and all. Once the engine starts, check the oil pressure, cooling water pressure, seawater cool temperature and all adequate. If it well, then good. Once check is done, then close the air valve. That is close the indicator cock and all. Then synchronization procedure means once the engine start running properly, here we will do synchronization. Then gradually it will in the engine room we will check the pressure gauge, what are the current pressure readings and all. On the generator control panel we will check all the ground lights, whether it is blinking or not, it is blinking with adequate brightness or not. So also check the synchronization relay in the open position. Bring the running or lead generator to the existing generator to the parameter of 480 volt 60 hertz. Then we have to bring that is incoming generator, that is generator to be synchronized to the, then bring that to the desired parameter, that is 480 volt 60 hertz. And now turn on the synchronization relay and keep a close eye. Then Synchronoscope will have a adjust. Then two currents will be fed to Synchronoscope, and with the help of slip ring it will compare. Then polarity of the poles will change alternatively in the north and south direction. Then needles in the Synchronoscope will move at a varying speed initially. Then it will adjust to the speed of the generator after some time, and it will adjust and attain a steady motion, whether in the clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. If it is moving anti-clockwise direction means the incoming generator's speed is less when compared to the bus bar voltage. Then if it is running clockwise means it is running too much fast. So we only need a slight speed increase. Speed is no problem, but so if the speed of the governor is obtained is steady slow motion of the needle in clockwise direction, once the needle is moving at the steady speed, and we have to depress the brake, we have to trip it with the bus bar voltage. So when it reaches the 11 o'clock position, we have to energize the breaker. So the needle will, when it reaches 11 o'clock position, so automatically by full tripping it will reach the 12 o'clock, reach the exact 12 o'clock position. So for that we need to put breaker when the needle reaches 11 o'clock position. We have to have a keen look at the rotating at that time when it moves clockwise direction. We have to have we have to adjust the trip, energize the brake according to the speed of the needle of the Synchronoscope. Then after doing this, check the parameters of incoming generator, and they should be same as that of leading generator. Yes, after that after doing this, then it should be same. That means the incoming generator and the exit generator, the almost frequency and speed should be almost same. That means 480 volt 60 hertz. Then we can say this is done. It is being parallel, it is synchronized with the exact speed, voltage, phase, frequency, load and all almost same. Then after synchronization job, we have to change the governor control to the outgoing generator. Now as a load shown in the gauges by this generator should be removed as soon as by pulling of the trip breaker, we can understand the gauges. Generator load shown in the gauges by this generator should be removed as soon as possible. Means in the generator there will be some load, so that can be removed by pulling of the, when we pull off the trip, then it should be removed, then it will go offline. Once the generator is offline, stop the engine by using toggle switch. After turning off the engine, we can turn on the engine block heater. At the end, take a proper look at the control panel gauge for adequate pressure and even distribution of load. Then we have to look the control panel to check the pressure and all are good or even distribution of load. So we must also be noted that load distribution can be adjusted by varying the fuel supply of generator via our governor, but for current sharing to be equal, you need to vary the excitation current which changes power factor of the governor. Power factor means cos phi, so efficiency. So it should be also be noted.